Okay, so here we are live once again with another DC Multiverse unboxing from Mcfarlane, and this is Mr. Freeze. Yes, we've been looking forward to this one for a while. Man, I got a lot of stuff piling up over there. Let's turn the camera a little bit so we don't see the big pile of stuff I got to get rid of. How about that? I need to do some cleaning this evening while I'm home. So I pre-ordered this from Amazon, and this is how it came to me. Like I'm a guy who opens up my stuff, so it's not that big a deal to me when I get stuff like this. But if I was a mint in card, mint on box, whatever you want to call it, collector, I would be pissed. And honestly, even though it doesn't really bother me that much, I'm still kind of irritated by it because, like I said, I pre-ordered this. I paid full price for this. Hi, Sean Franklin. How you doing tonight? And they send me one in this kind of condition. A lot of the times I'll buy stuff on Amazon that's in a dinged box because I don't really care, and I save a couple of bucks. So they probably should refund me a couple of bucks if they're going to send me something like this. I think that's only fair. Anyway, nice piece of artwork here on the back with Mr. Freeze gazing longingly at his wife Nora, who may or may not be dead, depending on what continuity you're subscribing to. Have you seen The Thing 1982 and The Thing 2001 prequel? Yes and no. Although it's been a while since I've seen the 1982 version of The Thing, I'm probably due for a rewatch on that one. It's been a long time. And I've also seen the original Thing from the 1950s. So both of those are really good. The 2011 one, I heard kind of mixed things about. I heard some people say it was really good. I heard some people say that it wasn't anywhere near as good as the original. And I'm like, okay, first of all, the original isn't even the original. Second of all, that's just a tough act to follow anyway. It's kind of ballsy, I think, for anybody to try to tackle The Thing again after John Carpenter did it. So, but I'd heard some people say it was good, so it might be worth checking out. I just never got around to it. So I don't know where my X-Acto knife is. Looking around for that. Maybe I've got my other X-Acto knife in this whole thing. Sometimes it's in that thing. Because I sure would like to have my X-Acto knife and to open this thing up. Can I just find another manga Batman? I keep buying these things. Yeah, I've got some custom ideas that I want to use those for. Eventually, I'm going to get around to it. That's why I keep buying them. Where is my X-Acto knife? This is vexing. Here it is. I found it. All right, cool. So there we've got our X-Acto knife. We're good to go. And I've got a couple of other things over here for you tonight. While we're at it, I have the original color scheme that they did this figure in. And you remember, if you watched this video, I'm sure, that I actually really liked this figure. And I said, even while I was making that particular video, it'd be really nice if they did this one again, but in Batman the Animated Series colors. And in fact, was contemplating maybe even buying another one and doing it myself. I don't know what just happened with my phone where it decided it was going to turn sideways for a second, but whatever. I hope that didn't come through on the video. And then, of course, I'll have the Arnold, that version of Mr. Freeze. And as an extra special treat, since this is based on the Batman the Animated Series version, we have the original Kenner Batman the Animated Series version of Mr. Freeze from the 1990s. So we'll be able to compare all of these. All right, so let's go ahead and open them up. You can see on the side it just says Mr. Freeze. Doesn't say any kind of specific Mr. Freeze. Doesn't say Rebirth. Doesn't say Batman the Animated Series. Doesn't say Classic. Doesn't say anything like that. Just says Mr. Freeze. That's all you get. So let's go ahead and open them up. And come on. All there. And there's what it looks like out of the box. And then, I love it. The trading card and the stand are on the same bubble. You know how much I love that. All right. Let's go ahead and peel those off. And here is our stand. And it basically is the typical DC Multiverse stand that's in black, matte black, with a glossy black DC logo on it. But this one seems a little more sort of charcoal colored than the true black I'm used to seeing on these. Seems like it is anyway. This one's, so just a tad lighter. This one's darker. Maybe the last one was lighter too, and I just didn't notice. Can you see the difference through the camera? That some of these are a little bit darker than others. Well, I don't really mind if they probably just change the type of plastic or something like that. It's probably just like you print out so many, like a different round of these came out in a different color. So here we got the same picture of Mr. Freeze that's on the back of the package, only it's cropped a bit, and now we can really only see Victor himself, and Nora isn't all that visible. You can just see like a little tuft of her hair hanging down there. All right, so that's what the back looks like, and it reads, Mr. Freeze, data file, real name, Victor Freeze. The corporation funding Victor's work, they've got Victor with a TM next to it. You can't trademark the name Victor. Lots of characters are named Victor Frankenstein, like Victor Von Doom. Like, how can you just claim the name Victor? There's real life people named Victor. What about Victor Mature? Are you going to, come back and demand royalties on all the movies that guy was ever been? Come on. Anyway, the corporation funding Victor's work shut down his experiments and, in the process, caused a horrible accident. The coolants did irreparable harm and made it impossible for him to survive above freezing temperatures. To counteract this, Victor constructed a special ultra-durable suit to keep his body alive and at the right temperature. He embraced his new persona and became Mr. Freeze. So you can, I don't understand. They got the full name Victor Freeze up there, but in the bio they seem to want to avoid using the full name and just call him by his first name. Kind of strange, but whatever. Let's go ahead and set that card aside. I think we're done with that for now. And let's move on to the action figure. So he comes with an accessory, which is his freezing gun. So it's nice that he actually comes with a gun, since DC is weird about letting Mcfarlane give the characters guns. By the way, I'm probably not going to be able to afford it. It's going to be expensive, and it's like an exclusive on his website. But they've got a Jonah Hex figure coming out with the horse, and it looks really cool. And he actually comes with his side irons. So he's actually got some 6-shooters, which when I heard they were doing Jonah Hex, I'm like, what's even going to be the point of Jonah Hex if he can't have guns? But thankfully, DC decided to relent in this case, I guess. So good on them for that. Unfortunately, I'm still going to have a Sergeant Rock that is just going to have to be content beating on the bad guys from World War II with a shovel, since he doesn't come with a gun. But I'll probably just 3D print him one or something. So I have wanted both of those characters in this format for a while. So let's go ahead and get Victor out of the package, since that's what we're going to call him now, I guess. And he's got some rubber tabs around each of his forearms. There we go. They're all double rubber tabs on this thing, and double rubber tabs around his pelvis. I don't see any rubber tabs around his legs at all, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and get him out of here. Came out fairly easily. Still made a lot of noise, but yeah. So here he is out of the package, and the colors are nice and sharp. I really like the way they turned out. He's got this kind of dark bluish silver over his breastplate. Very, very cool looking. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to use the word cool in a Mr. Freeze review. It's just going to happen. Forgive me. So, and like I said, his colors match up with how he looked on Batman the Animated Series very well. So he's got all the blue where it's supposed to go. This is silver instead of a proper gray, but you can still see it as an interpretation of the gray. It's fine. And he's got purple boots and gloves, like how he had purple boots and gloves on the show with the blue trim around there. Like I pointed out with this figure before, it already was pretty darn similar to the design that he had on Batman the Animated Series, but obviously got more surface detail and things like that. If you were to try to translate the animated series design into a live action movie and stay as faithful to it as possible, but still kind of try to put a little more detail onto it to show up in the movie pretty well, this is pretty much what you would get. So he's pretty cool. So let's have a look at him. I'll put the gun in his hand. And comparing the two guns, they are indeed at least a little bit different. It doesn't seem to have like kind of the frosting around the barrel like the other one had. And you can see where like this one had the ice blast in the front in a kind of a pearlescent paint job. And this one did it as just kind of like a translucent plastic. They both still have the same light blue dot on there, although this one's like a little more of a vibrant hue, not quite as pale as the other one. And the silver is slightly more bluish, which again matches up with the slightly more bluish shade of silver on his breastplate. They're both the same shade. So he color coordinated his outfit. Oh, hola, Mr. Loki Lego. ¿Cómo estás? Señor Freeze? So yeah, so that's what he looks like with the gun. Pretty cool. Here we can have a comparison with the live action movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Batman and Robin. Pretty cool. And we can see him next to the vintage 1990s. I think this came out in 1994, Mr. Freeze. So you can see how well he matches up with that. So other than the silver instead of gray, instead of the flat gray, you can see that this one has a black belt buckle. And honestly, I kind of feel like they probably should have made the belt blue. I think that would have matched up better with the Btas version. That's just me. So the helmet is removable, so you can turn his head if you want, and that gives us a better look at his cabeza. So you can turn his head that way. While we get the helmet off, let's go ahead and talk about his articulation. All right, so the head can, Mr. Freeze can look up about that far, can look down about that far. Really good range of motion on that head. Head rotates all the way around, but it does kind of bump into the collar of his helmet back here. But it does rotate all the way around. Shoulders rotate all the way around, and they move up about that far, which is pretty good considering how he's got those shoulder plates there that kind of get in the way. You can see on the original design, it was more like this this trim to it, but you know they gave it more sort of shoulder armor in this version. So he does have a bicep swivel. So the bicep does he have a bicep swivel? Yeah, he does have a bicep swivel. The bicep rotates all the way around. You can see though that the shoulder plate is actually attached to the bicep, so that's going to kind of interfere with that a little bit, but it should be fine. You got double jointed elbows, And you can see he's got blue at the elbows, again, just like with the animated series. Dragon Ball Z? No, I don't have any Dragon Ball Z. So I might have some somewhere in my storage. But yeah, I never really watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I had some friends that were really into it. So he's got the cool Mcfarlane torso articulation. You can turn him at the waist, so that's good. He can kick up about that far. Got double jointed elbows, so that's about the range of motion at the or knees, double jointed knees. Sorry, that's about the range of motion at the knees. He does have a boot cut, so the boot rotates all the way around. His ankle can point down about that far and point up about that far. He does have rather clunky boots, so those are kind of getting in the way. And he's got toe articulation just to show off. So let's go ahead and put the helmet back on him now that we're done with all that. And voila. You can see that this version, unlike the original version, this one has a really clear dome to it. This one has like a little bit of a frosty effect on the dome. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the Google Translate. Okay. Come on, you. What are you doing? We are going to have to figure out an easier way to do this. Most of the stuff I kind of know, but I want to make sure that. Why not like L Español? No es de yeah, that's what I figured. Solo. Is that low? Low. ¿Tienes? Okay. Practical? And I type really slow. You just have to talk. Muchas. You just have to talk many times. Mm. Mm. You just have to talk Spanish many times. Oh. Like I have to work a lot. That's the main thing. I have to work at my job many hours. Not a lot of free time. Yo tengo que trabajar en mi trabajo muchas horas, no mucho tiempo libre. There. That's about as best as I can do on that. Sorry, amigo. I'm doing the best I can, man. So, where did his gun go? Where did I put his gun? Somewhere around here, I put his gun. I can't. Misplaced his gun. All that talk about characters coming with guns and not coming with guns and it being really frustrated, and damned if I didn't misplace Mr. Freeze's gun. So there it is. Okay, I found it. So yeah, to sum up, I'm very happy with how this figure turned out. I'm very happy to have it. I like him better than I liked the first one, which I already liked very well. But this one is just even better. So this is honestly, they probably should have just colored him like this in the first place. Not that the coloration that they had on the original one was bad, but when I see him and I'm just like, oh, they ought to do a Batman the Animated Series one. And here we got the Batman the Animated Series one, so he looks really cool. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for Mr. Freeze. I'll come back and do something else tomorrow, but I'm not sure what yet. I know I've got some stuff I can be opening, but I'm not sure what to do. I've got more stuff on the way also, but I'm not sure when it's going to get here. It seems like the sort of thing where like Amazon's dragging their feet with a lot of stuff. I always seem to get stuff after everybody else, even when I pre-order it. You know, it seems like I'm always the last one to get it. So I keep seeing all these people that already have like the next wave of superpowers, and I'm like, how did you even get that stuff? I'll see people with that set with the Batwing and the all black set with the Batwing and the Whirly Bat and the Batman figure in that, and I'm like, how did you get that before me? I pre-ordered it on Amazon like everybody else. That's the only place you can get it. That's on Amazon. So I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Mr. Freeze, both this figure and the character in general. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.